Imagine a book written 1400 years ago. That contains scientific secrets that scientists have only recently discovered using the most advanced tools. Could this be just a coincidence? Or is it a sign of something greater? Today I will take you through 7 amazing scientific secrets in the Quran that not only strengthen your faith, but also show how this book transcends time and space. Stay with me. Number 1. The stages of human creation. In the Quran, Surah Al-Mu'minun, verses 12 to 14, Allah describes the stages of human creation. We created man from a quintessence of clay, then we made him a sperm drop in a safe place, then we made the sperm drop into a clinging clot, then we made the clot into a lump of flesh, and we made out of that lump bones, and we clothed the bones with flesh. These verses remarkably align with what modern embryology has discovered. Initially, the sperm and egg meet to form a tiny drop of fluid, the starting point of human life. The second stage, alaka, refers to something that clings, much like a leech, which sticks to the walls of the womb. In the third stage, the embryo is described as a mudga, meaning a chewed-like lump, which corresponds to a soft, unrecognizable form of the embryo. These stages were only discovered through advanced technology like microscopes and ultrasound in the modern era. The Quran described them perfectly more than 1400 years ago. How could anyone at that time have known such precise details without modern technology? This level of accuracy is beyond human capabilities, unless there was divine knowledge guiding this revelation. Number 2. The expansion of the universe. In Surah Ad-Dariyat, verse 47, Allah says, "And the sky, we built it with power, and we are expanding it." Today, we know that the universe is constantly expanding. This phenomenon was discovered by Edwin Hubble in 1929, when he noticed that galaxies were moving away from each other. This concept, known as cosmic expansion, has only been understood in recent years. But the Quran, over 1400 years ago, mentions that the sky is expanding. How is it possible that such a profound truth was revealed in the Quran at a time when science had no tools to observe the universe in such detail? The expansion of the universe is a groundbreaking discovery in modern physics, and yet it was clearly articulated in the Quran long before humanity had any scientific knowledge of it. This speaks to the divine wisdom embedded in the sacred text. Number 3. The role of mountains in stabilizing the earth. In Surah An-Naba, verse 7, Allah says, "And we placed on the earth firm mountains, lest it should shake with them." This verse refers to the geological role of mountains. Modern geology has confirmed that mountains act as stabilizers for the Earth's crust. They help prevent excessive tectonic movement that could cause earthquakes. Mountains have deep roots that penetrate the Earth's crust, helping to anchor it and keep the surface stable. These features of mountains are crucial for the stability of the Earth's surface. Without mountains, the Earth would be more vulnerable to tectonic shifts leading to devastating earthquakes. The Quran in this verse captures this stabilizing role with an accuracy that was unimaginable at the time. People in the ancient world could not have known that mountains, in their vast size and weight, had such an important role in maintaining the Earth's balance. The Quran's description serves as a reminder of how intricately designed our planet is, and the significance of natural elements that we often take for granted. Number 4. The water cycle. In Surah An-Nur, verse 43, Allah says, "Do you not see that Allah sends down rain from the sky and we make it flow as springs and rivers? Then we cause it to grow into plants that are eaten by cattle." This verse beautifully describes the water cycle. The Quran refers to the processes of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Today we know that water evaporates from bodies of water, forms clouds, and then falls back to the earth as rain, nourishing the plants and ecosystems. The Quran's description of water is incredibly precise. It talks about how rainwater travels across the land, is absorbed by the earth, and facilitates plant growth, all of which were later confirmed by modern hydrology and meteorology. In ancient times, People had no understanding of the complex processes behind the water cycle. Yet the Quran describes them in a manner that is strikingly accurate. The natural world and its cycles, which modern science has unraveled only in the past few centuries, were alluded to in the Quran in a way that makes sense even today. Number 5. The concept of pairs in nature. In Surah Ad-Dariyat verse 49, Allah says, "And we have created everything in pairs." This concept extends beyond human beings and animals. Modern science has revealed that everything in the universe, from particles to galaxies, operates in pairs. For example, particles like electrons and positrons are opposites that complement each other. In biology, we see the concept of pairs in the form of male and female organisms, while in chemistry, atoms bond in pairs to form molecules. In fact, the concept of duality is at the heart of much of the structure of the universe. Every phenomenon that exists in nature seems to be dependent on a counterpart. This principle of duality is observable in nature's most fundamental forces and particles, from the smallest building blocks of matter to the largest structures in the universe. The Quran's statement about pairs is not limited to biological reproduction, but encompasses the entirety of the natural world, showing a deep understanding of how everything is interconnected. The balance created by these pairs is essential to the harmony and function of the universe, illustrating the wisdom behind divine creation. Number 6. Darkness in the depths of the ocean. In Surah An-Nur, verse 40, Allah says, "Or they are like the darknesses in the sea, covered by waves, above which are waves, above which are clouds." Layers of darkness, one above another. This verse refers to the layers of darkness that exist deep in the ocean. Modern oceanography tells us that sunlight only penetrates a limited depth of the ocean. Below that depth, total darkness prevails. There are also waves that affect the upper layers of the ocean, and deep below, the pressure increases as you descend. The concept of darkness in the depths of the ocean, as described in the Quran, aligns with what we now know about oceanic conditions. As you go deeper into the ocean, the light fades, and by the time you reach the abyss, there is complete darkness, compounded by the crushing pressure of the water. The layers of the ocean's depths are indeed a world apart from the surface, and the Quran's description captures this reality perfectly. Before the age of exploration, no one could have known that the ocean's depths contained such an environment, making this verse an extraordinary insight into the natural world. Number 7. The movement of the earth. In Surah An-Naml, verse 88, Allah says, "And you see the mountains and think them fixed, but they pass as the passing of the clouds." This verse refers to the movement of the earth. Modern science has confirmed that the earth is not stationary but is constantly rotating on its axis and moving along with the solar system through space. The earth's motion was not understood in ancient times, yet the Quran accurately describes this movement, likening it to the passing of clouds. The Earth's rotation on its axis causes the day and night cycle, and the Earth's movement through space is part of a grand cosmic dance. The Quran describes the Earth's motion in a way that is beautifully poetic, yet scientifically accurate. It draws an analogy between the stationary appearance of mountains and the constant motion of the planet, which is not visible to the naked eye. How could anyone, more than 1,400 years ago, have had the knowledge to describe this unseen movement with such clarity? This again points to the divine wisdom embedded in the Quran. Conclusion. These are just a few of the many scientific wonders found in the Quran, a book that not only guides us spiritually, but also contains knowledge that transcends time and space. If you found this video interesting, be sure to share it with others and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights. Until next time, may you be blessed and guided by the wisdom of Allah.